Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful tools in project management. We're going to learn how to create the ultimate project map, the work breakdown structure. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? You're standing at the beginning of a huge project, looking up at this mountain of work, and you just feel completely overwhelmed. You don't even know where to start.
I mean, think about projects on this scale, building an entire hospital from the ground up, or rolling out a brand new software system for a whole company, or launching a massive marketing campaign. These things they're just monumental.
So the big question is, how do you get a grip on all that complexity? How do you even begin to plan it, estimate the costs, figure out the timeline, and keep it all under control without pulling your hair out? Well, it turns out there's a tool for that. It's called the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS for short. Now, I know what you're thinking. That formal definition sounds a bit dry, right? A hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work. What does that even mean in the real world?
Let's reframe it, because this is a much better way to think about it. The WBS isn't a to-do list. It's a map. A detailed, structured map of your project's entire territory. It takes that vague, abstract idea of building a hospital and turns it into a concrete, totally navigable guide.
And just like any good map, it has rules. It has a legend you need to understand before you can really use it. So let's learn how to read this map by digging into its key concepts.
First up is the idea of a deliverable. And this is absolutely crucial. A deliverable is the what. It's the finished thing, a tangible product, a completed report, a working piece of software. Your WBS is all about these outcomes, these destinations on your map. It doesn't care about the how you're going to get there, just what you'll have when you arrive.
So then we have the work package. Okay, so if the whole project is the country and a deliverable is a city, then the work package is the specific street address. It's the smallest, most granular piece of the map. A chunk of work that's so well-defined you can easily estimate it, assign it, and track it.
Now, if you remember only one single thing from our chat today, please make it this. This one number is the single most important rule of the entire WBS framework. Seriously.
It's called the 100% rule. And what it means is that all the smaller pieces of work, the children, have to add up to exactly 100% of the work of their parent. No more, no less. If you're under 100%, you've got a scope gap. You've literally forgotten a piece of the map. And if you're over 100%, well, that's scope creep. You've added an unplanned detour that wasn't part of the original journey. And there are basically two ways you can draw your map. You can organize it based on the deliverables, the what, which is almost always the preferred way because it keeps everyone focused on the final outcomes, or you can organize it by phases, the when, like design, then develop, then test. This can work, but sometimes it makes the overall scope just a little less clear.
Okay, so we know the rules of the map. Now, how do we actually draw the thing? Let's walk through a simple 4-step process you can use for any project, big or small.
Here we go. Step 1, define your territory. You got to know your project's boundaries, so start with your scope statement. Step 2, map out the major regions. These are your main high-level deliverables. Step 3, now you add the cities and the streets. This is where you break down those big deliverables into smaller and smaller pieces until you get all the way down to that street address level, the work package. And finally, step 4, label everything. Give it all unique codes and create a map legend. We call it a WBS Dictionary to explain what each piece actually is.
Okay, so you've put in all this effort. You've drawn this beautiful, detailed map. Now what? What's the payoff? Let's get into how this thing actually gives you real project control.
The advantage is just massive, and this chart shows the 3 biggest wins. Because you've broken the project into these tiny, manageable pieces, your estimation accuracy just goes through the roof. You can build a realistic schedule from the ground up, which gives you incredible control. And maybe most importantly, everyone has absolute, crystal-clear clarity on the scope.
When it's all said and done, your WBS becomes the foundational guide for almost everything else. You use it for accurate estimates, for tracking real progress, for objectively deciding if a new request is scope creep, and for clearly assigning responsibility for every single piece of work. It is the source of truth for your project.
So as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this question. This isn't just for multi-million-dollar construction projects. Think about your own work, your personal goals, even that side project you've been thinking about. What complex journey in your life could really use a clear, detailed map?